I am not an African. I am a Black American. What that means is that my entire family has come from America. I am the descendant of people that were slaves. That's what that means when I tell you that I am a Black American. That means that the people that have been in my family for generations built this country. That means that my grandfather, who served in World War II, that helped fight and defend this country, and was, by the way, denied GI Bill benefits because he was Black, is a part of the history of this country. I am not Haitian. I'm not Nigerian. I am not from any of these other countries. I am a full-blooded 100% Black American. And what that means is that I will speak on Black American culture in any way that I please, but what I will also do is I will not allow for it to continue to be co-opted by Africans who come here with so many more resources than your average Black American does, try to wrap themselves up in our struggle, our oppression, our history, and try to co-opt every space that we have built for ourselves, like they've done in the destruction of the Essence Music Festival. So don't try to discount what I say and try to pretend that I'm Haitian or I'm not American or whatever. No, I'm 100% Black American.
So Black Americans on TikTok are saying that they're trying to boycott African shops, okay? Restaurants, hair shops, and all of that. Because what? They come to the country and feel like they're better than you. That's the reason why, is it? Do you FBAs know how ridiculous you sound? And I'm glad that some Black Americans are clocking onto your delusional shit. You want to be different so bad, but you're fighting against the wrong people. And you do know Africa's a continent and not a country. You do know that, right? You know what? There's actually no point in talking sense to you. So let me talk in a language that you understand. Delusion. Let me switch it up for you. Let me switch it to, I know African, I'm American. So since you want to be American, have it. No, not Black American. American, because if you're Black, you have to belong to a race which is global, which is African, and since you don't belong to the Black race, therefore you are not African, which means you are American. Stay with me. You can't be Black. You can't be a part of this because you refuse to accept that you come from Africans. So since you refuse to accept that you come from Africans, therefore you can't belong to us, therefore you can't be Black. However, you can be American since you can trace your lineage back to the indigenous people, and you know Black people were the first people in America. Oh, you can't say Americans were the first people in America which have melanated skin. So therefore, just call yourself American. See? Problem solved. World peace and all of that. So the next time I come across one of you delusional people, I'd greet you and be like, Jumbo, American. And obviously I get the reaction of, oh, I'm not African. I'm Black American. And I'd be like, you can't though, can you? Because you're not African, so you can't be Black.
So hello guys, welcome back to another video from the Black Beauty TV. We are doing something today, different thing entirely. Welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for always supporting the Black Beauty TV, the BBTV React, anywhere. For those of you who support me genuinely everywhere, I salute and I salute you back to back. Now guys, today we are doing something very different. It's all over social media, especially TikTok. Everywhere, Black Americans, African Americans, African Blacks, and all that. Black. Boss-bassing themselves. I don't know if the boss-bass is about superiority or what this boss-bass is all about. But I'm going to try my possible best to be just. Because you know what, guys, even in my channel, it's not only African people that watch me. African watch me, Black Americans watch me, yellow, white, and whatsoever. I see it from my analytics. I see it from some people's profile picture. It's not even only Black people. Muzungu Americana, Muzungu Europe, they watch my channel. Black Americans, they watch my channel back to back. Black Afro Africans. They watch my channel back to back. So you see, we are brothers and sisters, whether we want to like it or not. So I'm going to try my possible best, guys, to see that I try to analyze this thing in a just manner. Because I even have friends that are Black Americans, so people like the hell them, they are Black Americans. I want to go. So we need to respect each other. Respect is all we are asking for. But before we go into what we are going to say, I want to read one comment. There's one nice comment I saw. I don't know whether it's nice, because at the end of the day, I will still judge the comment. But let's read this comment and see. The person said, "Let me remind some people that Barack Obama, the first Black president of the United States, is African. His father is Kenyan, and even though he's mixed, he never denied his roots. He proudly said, 'I am the son of Africa, of African. The blood of Africa runs through our family. Some of you aren't even mixed, yet rejected your African origin. You are not bothered. You are not better than Obama. The truth is, the only difference between us and Africans is that you came here before us.'" Let me go, because I said I want to try and see that I'm just in this. Yes, this comment, the person trying to say that Barack Obama, who is a mixed child, the father from Kenya, and he was even first president, Black president of the US, did not deny his origin from his father's side. He still claimed African. But the reality is that you cannot force anybody to claim your nationality or to claim that it's African. You cannot force the Caribbean to say that they are Africans. You cannot force Americans. And at the end of the day, in the same way, nobody is forcing anybody to be something. There's a video I watch on Yomi Yomi Kichi, if you have not watched it. It's a full-blown Nigerian woman who is now in the politics in the UK, denying Nigeria like back to back. She even have Nigerian passport, but denying Nigeria like somebody who has anything to do with Nigeria. Her name is Kemi, right? Now this one she even went to school in Nigeria. Now she's in the UK in the politics, and she's denying Nigeria pata pata. Nobody will force her to accept Nigeria as her own country or give the citizenship to her children. It is her own decision. Now, someone who is born in America, yes, the ancestors were from Africa, or in the Caribbean, the ancestors were from Africa. But you cannot blame people that they don't want to claim to accept that they are Africans or African blood runs in them. You understand? You cannot just force everybody because the person is a Black person, is African. Everybody have their choice. If they have never been to Africa, they don't know anything about Africa, they don't know African tradition, they don't know anything. All they know is that about America, born and brought up. They are four generations. Yes, ancestors were from Africa, but you cannot force them to be Africans. Now, African Americans, they are now provoked. Some of them, they don't want to be called Africans. It is clear. I don't know who is forcing these people to say they are Africans. If you are not African, nobody should force you to be African. You can be American that you want to be. Some of them say they don't want to be called. How does it even come with this African American? If they don't want you to call them African American, simple and go. Leave them. You understand? The situation, even in Africa, is going to force some people not to want to identify with Africa because of what? Just like that Kemi, I'm giving example from the UK, the Nigerian woman. Because of the problem in Nigeria, because of what is happening in Nigeria, because of the bad government, nobody want to be identified. If Africa today is something good, is better, people will want to identify like, yes, I am Black, I'm African. And the reality that people I say I'm going to judge this thing, like I want to really be just. There are things that you cannot deny. You know, there are facts in life that whether you want to like it or not, as long as you are black, as long as you are a black person, I'm telling you, if you go maybe so many places in Europe, because of the color they see in you, nobody will see you from afar as a black person and identify you as an American. Nobody will see you from far and identify you like somebody from Canada. Nobody will see you as far as someone from the Caribbean. Is the reality. Once you are black, if you don't open your mouth to tell people that, okay, I'm Caribbean, I'm Jamaican, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, I'm from there, people identifies you from far with your color. Oh, African, till you speak with them. Your color alone, a black color, this black color we have. Anybody, any Muzungu in Europe that sees you, except you speak with them, they identify you as African. That's the reality. There is no, whether we want to like it or we don't want to like it, but it is what it is. You know? But people need to know that, yes, you might be black, but you are not. It's not only in Africa that blacks are. But because of that colonialism mentality, people identify anything black to Africa. Now, if black Americans say they don't want, leave them. Now, black Americans and African Americans, they are now bossing each other, boycotting the business of Africans. Because of what? According to black Americans, because they say we should call them black Americans, not Africans Americans. We should call them black Americans. So now black Americans are so pained. They are so, you know, they are not happy with black African blacks or black Africans or whatsoever you want to put it. Because they believe that Africans, they disrespect them in so many ways. Because I have also seen some comments. I did not screenshot that comment. I would have shown you. Somebody was like throwing words to African Americans, saying that, oh, a lot of them don't go to school, a lot of them don't have good jobs, a lot of them are baby mamas for different men. So it was a very nasty comment. A lot of people commented under that comment to correct the comment and say, these are the kind of comments that provoke African Americans. You know, you come to their country and then you want to make them. And the person said that black Africans, you know, Africans, like they come to America, they make a lot of money, they have good jobs, they go to school, that. I don't know how true it is because I am not in the US. You understand? So the thing is like, according to the black Americans, that their black Africans don't respect them. And they demand for that respect. They said even if they go to their stores, if they go to their salons, if they go to their businesses, they don't respect them. Which is not good. It's the reality. Because if someone is your customer, you have to give that person respect. But in the other hand, that does not guarantee that black Americans should be fighting black Africans to the extent of, you know, boycotting them out from the business. That means they are telling black Africans to go back to their countries. Like they are not going to patronize their businesses. They want them to buy the businesses to buy. I saw a lady who came out and was apologizing for the way Africans behave in the US. She was apologizing, telling them blah, blah, blah. Let's just watch it and then we'll come back.
Just to know that.
I'm sorry. What's up, nieces? This is Nadine. This is not one of those usual videos where Brandy and I make for commercial purposes. This is one of those videos that I had to make with a heart full of sadness. I know that you have seen videos about the drama happening in African shops where our client gets disrespected, insulted, humiliated, and it has been the top one topic going on TikTok. I took my time, I watched it. And I'm here today because deep inside me, my whole soul wants to say, I'm sorry. I am truly sorry, and I'm the voice of those that could not reach you guys, because I know our platform is very rich, and I hope that you guys should share this video to express how sorry we, the Africans, we, the immigrants, we are, because I do understand we have done so much wrong. Maybe some people before me, I want to join you in the fight, but not like that. I want us to change. This is a wake-up call for all Africans, immigrants in America. We're brothers. Respect is mutual, because at the end of the day, I don't think Americans hate us. They want that unity. They want to see that in real life. I have done so much community work because it's my way of expressing how you guys are supporting us for the past years. Sometimes words are not expressing what you feel. My actions speak louder than my words. And I have tried to do it for years. Those that follow me understand how much I value my clients. Today, I don't live for myself. I live for others. So on behalf of every business out there, a braiding shop, a grocery store, a tailor store, the Nadines today are saying we are deeply sorry for everything, and we are taking note, and we will show you the change, because it's gonna start now, not on the 1st. I don't want to wait till August 1st. And everyone that listens to this message, you should be grateful for being in a land that they welcomed you. And the least we could do is to express our gratitude by being respectful to each other. God help us. God help us.
So that was the woman. She came out to like apologize to Black Americans for what is happening. Boycotting. The reality remains, you might not be able to boycott Africans, is the reality. Because maybe what they can offer you in those their salons, if they have not been giving you back-to-back hair, maybe you would have boycotted them since. You go to where they serve you, like they give you what you paid for. But a lot of Americans, I don't know how to even judge this case. In the other way, Africans are complaining that Black Americans are jealous of them. You understand? While the Black Americans demand respect from other Black people. This is what I will say. If you go to someone's country, yes. But don't allow anybody to disrespect you just because it is not your country. I will not support that. But when you go to a country that you know, yeah, I'm here to make what I have to make and go back home, at least try and show respect. Not even respect. You know, we are all Blacks, right? We are not the ones both bashing us in America. Even though in my channel we both bash ourselves also, but not to the extent of, we don't want to patronize the other person. Okay, now the Black Americans going now to be patronizing Asians and other people. Are they respecting them? Or is it only the Black Africans that don't respect them? I want to ask, are the Asians there, Arabs and all those people, are they respecting you guys? You know? So, why are they not respecting you? Because respect is not only one side. If you respect someone, the person is going to respect you back. You understand? So I don't know all this bashing, boycotting, or whatsoever. It's a shame to see same Black people wanted to tarnish each other, wanted to buy each other in America. Because the other Black maybe is doing better than the other. And apart from that, Black Americans claim that the Black Africans see them like they are nothing. They are not successful. Of course, you guys are successful. If you want to be successful, whether you are from Africa, whether you are from America, you will. You understand? There's one thing that people don't know. Because of how Black Africans were born and brought up into, you have to be a survivor. When they go to other countries, some of them, they work. In fact, they work extra hard to get that thing they want. Some are lazy, of course. You know? But now, I don't know black Americans complaining like this about black Africans. Oh, some of them claiming, you don't need to call me African. I am not an African. Nobody is forcing somebody to be what they are not. And I don't know the people, because I see also comments. You don't need to force Americans to be Africans. Because a lot of them, I've seen videos that people making from Ghana, from where, all over the world. Oh, come home, come to Africa. Do you think if you go, you're going to be home? No. The same thing that might be happening to black Americans is also happening. I've seen black Americans who went to Africa, want to go and settle in Africa. They are back to America because the situation was not what they were thinking. Telling people every day, come back home, come back home. If the person said that is not my home, you don't need to force people that they must follow the ancestors. No. Yes, even a lot of Caribbeans are against this thing. It's not only black Americans. A lot of Caribbeans, because I do videos about Jamaica, a lot of people will come and keep comments, we are not Africans. Yes, they are not. They are Jamaicans. You know, they're Trinidadians. So they are, in fact, their own countries. That is what they know. That is where they were born and brought up. So not because, okay, some things have happened in the past, and you want somebody that knows nothing about Africa to be identified like, I am an African. If the person come to Africa, are you going to give them visa free? Are you going to give them housing free? Are you going to give them free lands to live in Africa? So leave black Americans that don't want to be identified with African. Leave people to live the way they want. That is the way me I see it. There is no need in forcing somebody to be another person. Because even the way me I speak is not the way black Americans speak. They speak shran. Me I speak like the real daughter of the soil. You know, so respect the boundaries, respect them. If there's some of them, not all, because a lot of them are against that. A lot of black Americans are against it. A lot of them are saying, no, I'm not part of it. I cannot boycott Africa. Africa is part of me. A lot of them are speaking like that. But for those that don't want to be identified with Africa or African, respect them and let them be. Let's watch this video, guys, before we call it a day. Oh,
Black Americans are threatening to boycott African businesses. Now, it's not all of them. In fact, those who are doing this don't want to be called African American anymore. They want us to call them Black Americans because they're saying that they're not Africans. Now, the problem is what? What we are hearing is that Africans are disrespecting Black Americans. Let me tell you a story. There was a lady called Rosa Parks. She lived in a time of segregation. What is segregation? At that time, it was forbidden to have black and white together, right? In a bus, for example, blacks were supposed to sit in the back of the bus, while white people would sit in front. And even when, the black sections were full and the white sections were empty, blacks were not supposed to sit in those seats. So Rosa Parks got in a bus and she was tired. The back of the bus was full and she sat in a section reserved for white people. They asked her to stand up. She refused and she was arrested. And that triggered the civil rights movement that finally ended the segregation. What happened here is that Black Americans decided to boycott buses in the US. They got together and decided not to take any more buses. They will walk. Those who had cars and who stood with, black people, even some white people will pick them up and drive them where they needed to be. It is with this movement that the government realized that 70% of the bus was funded by black people. And by them not taking the bus, they were crippling the economy. And when you start messing with money, it becomes a major problem. The government got together and they banned segregation and decided, black people would need to be treated same way as white people. That was the history that showed unity in the black American community. I'm going to make a few points. The very first point here is that if the black American community had continued this boycott, today, with this generation, you would have had more black entrepreneurs, more black businesses, more rich black people, and you wouldn't have had so many black people being in jail. By deciding to do this, right, and if they had continued, they would have built black businesses where they're funding each other, black banks, financial institutions, you name them. And that would have given the black community financial independence. And that right there would have been a major threat to the system that is put in place in the US. Because that system is not put in place for people to be rich. It is only put in place for a small amount of people. And when it comes to financial equality, white people still have more benefits than blacks. And another thing that the system did is to make sure that they get rid of people like Martin Luther King so that no one who is that charismatic can come back and try to awaken the black community again. The second point I'm going to make is that the fact that the black community decided they were going to boycott the buses, it was for good cause. They were right to boycott because their right were taken from them. This was injustice. How can you have a government that has a law saying white and blacks are not equal? This was injustice, and black people were right to stand up and boycott. Now, when you have certain black Americans who are saying, well, we want to boycott African businesses, this has nothing to do with injustice. You're saying that you want to boycott them because they disrespect you? Well, if they disrespect you, the question is, why do they disrespect you? Respect is earned. What needs to be done is probably you level up your business. Competition is probably what needs to be done here. Don't boycott for the wrong reasons. Boycotting for the wrong reason actually strengthens the other person. Look at Russia today. They sanction Russia. Russia is now a powerful country economically. They've made the first plane made in Russia. Everything, even the motor. If it wasn't for the sanctions, I don't think they would have been where they are today. So don't bring emotion in a fight where you need to bring reasoning. In this fight, the most important thing to do is to compete, not to boycott. The third point I'm going to make is that Africans are not better than black Americans. No, they're not. Because if Africans were better than black Americans, they wouldn't be running to the United States to go look for money. If they run to the US, it's because they're not better. For those of us Africans who are trying to look down on black Americans, we are simply delusional because we need to be focusing in making our country better, succeeding in our own countries. Look at Chinese. A lot of Chinese are going back to their countries because of what their country has become today. And a lot of us are still running to the US. You shouldn't be running into America if you think you're better than them. If you are in America, right, mind your business and do whatever you went there to do, right? Because without the sacrifice the black people did, right, you wouldn't be where you are. I think we need to be honest with each other on that. My fourth point here, and what is very sad, is that this is always among black people. You know, we black people always fighting each other. And we come and we do it in front of, social media, TV, and you name it. And it's embarrassing. We need each other, right? Like I said, black Americans fought for the freedom of all minority, not just blacks. Everyone who's a minority here, the fight that took place for all the minority to be in the US and to live well came from black Americans. And so Africans, when we go to the US, we should remind black Americans that we are brothers and sisters and try to bring them home. Not so that they can leave the US if they don't want to know, of course, but to at least know where they come from. The reason why some people don't want to identify as African Americans is because of how we treat them, because we want to look down on them. So instead of trying to do that, we need to understand their fight. This is like two children, right? One who were taken away from his home, from his identity, from his culture, and was maltreated, and he had to reinvent himself. So it's very normal that you see in the black American communities a lot of anger. It came from generation to generation. They didn't get to experience the love of the family where they come from, which is Africa. So patience is needed so that black Americans can come back home and so the healing can start instead of having to fight. So what I think is needed instead of all this fight is summit of black Americans and Africans, at least once a year, where both communities can meet and talk about their resentment, their problems, right? Talk about how that community can be better. We are entering a multipolar world. This is not the time of division and fight and boycotting each other. The unipolar world is dying. The world where everybody's enslaved except Westerners is dying. And the world that is being born today, led by the BRICS countries, is the world that has opportunities for everyone to succeed. Trust me, we can all succeed during this time. So boycotting each other is not needed, but instead embracing each other and talking to each other is what is needed.
So yo guys, that's the video I've got for you today. That is what is happening. Real bozo bass on TikTok. But to make everything clear, it's not every black American or African American that is doing that. There are some particular people that are doing that. When the whole war, or how do I say, in fact, guys, this kind of topics, I don't like talking deep into it. You understand? Sometimes we just need to look at things the way they are. We respect each person's boundary and we move ahead. That is life. Thank you so much and God bless you guys for watching the Black Beauty TV or for watching BBTV React. I have 2 channels anyway. So have a wonderful time and I love you guys all. Bye-bye.
This one now from Kenya to the world. Whether you there for Nairobi or the rest of Mombasa, it no matter. If woman provoke you, no boss pass woman. If you dey vex, just walk out with sense. Let's groove. Business. You dey vex, she dey para. She talk small, you don't dey wear armor. She no cook, now you dey shout. You want on love to boxing bout. You say now waiting I see for my papa. But bros, that one no be pass mark. This no be village or old drama. Guy use brain, no go back. Better she cheat, omo he pain die. But raise hand, bros, why? Even if your head they fry, just drop the hits, no go high. Hagwa. No boss woman. Even if she shout, my guy no blow. No